How's it going, you beautiful people? Once again, welcome to Canucks news you might have missed. First of all, big thank you to Sportsnet 650, Halford and Bruff, and Rick Dollywall, who went over a bunch of Canucks news yesterday, and of course, Canucks news summaries. We actually just recorded a video together about the center situation for the Vancouver Canucks, so check that out after you guys are done with this one. Now, let's get right into it. But first, please, if you really want to, drop a like and a subscribe, especially like these videos. We're still a brand new channel, and it's been growing unbelievably. It really does mean a lot if you do it. I'd really appreciate it. So let's get right into the video. So, centers. This is, again, from Rick Dollywall, one of the best insiders in Vancouver. Priority number one is acquiring a center, and we'll need to move someone out. Have heard the names Joshua and Bluger's name in the trade market. Need to include Hoglander with the other two as trade candidates. Now, we have talked about this at length with the whole center situation. The Canucks definitely need a second-line center. This is something that even Jim Rutherford had an interview just the other day talking about how we still need a second-line center, which we don't want to give up premium assets for it, but we're going to have to if we're going to get a legitimate second-line center like someone like McTavish, for example, which would be an absolute pipe dream, but let me dream big. Let me dream. All right. He says, too many teams are looking for centers. The Canucks called Jack Roslovic when free agency opened, but now it's quiet on that front when I check on it this morning, which is interesting because Jack Roslovic is kind of like a hybrid, right? He's a winger / center. He's not a true center, but he would be an interesting name, and we need more transitional speed, and the guy is fast, so that would help for sure. The Panthers can place Matthew Tkachuk on LTIR to keep Evan Rodriguez. Florida, man. What an absolute beast of a team, by the way. Canucks fans want Mason McTavish, but they couldn't even get Marco Rossi, and McTavish is much better. You know what? I agree pretty much completely on that. I like Rossi. I think he's fine. Like, I'm not like majorly overly obsessed with the guy or anything like that. But, you know, he's good. He's a bit of a doggo from the net, but Mason McTavish is a complete different beast, man. Like, this guy has number one center potential, not just number two center potential. He's a real good hockey player. He's big. He's strong, good along the boards. This guy has a huge upside. I believe he's like 23, 24 years old. Like this is a guy you would love to have. But again, like this would easily cost a 26 unprotected first rounder in Willander. Not a protected one. It would probably cost an unprotected one. Would the Canucks do it? Would Anaheim do it? I just don't see why Anaheim would do it anyway. But just, I don't want to give up an unprotected first in that next year in case, you know, shit hits the fan, let's be honest. This might be the roster on day one of training camp. Doesn't know how to fit Marco Rossi's reported contract. Ask for the roster. Yeah, because the Canucks are really tight against the cap right now. And unfortunately, if we're going to make any trade right now or even any signing, we got to move some guys around. And we have to move quite a bit. I think Rossi's looking for around 6-7 million. So it's definitely something to think about there. They really wanted to have Mikael Granlund, and knew his cap was going to be around 7. Apparently, the Canucks were going up to 6. After Granlund, they turned their attention to Christian Dvorak. Agent created a bidding war between the Canucks, the Flyers. Canucks went 3 to 3 years at $4 million, and the Flyers wanted 1 year at $5 million. Canucks weren't the only team to offer him terms. So I'll say this personally, I'm kind of happy we didn't get Dvorak. I don't think his upside is quite there yet. He would be a fine 3 center. I don't think he's a 2 center. So I have no problem with them not getting it. And they kind of just bid up Rick Tocchet there in Philadelphia. So it should be kind of funny to see how he coaches there as well, right? Canucks recruited Dvorak hard, former teammate of Garland. So there's some connection there. And Tocchet was his coach. However, P.S. Suter, Canucks never made a serious offer. So that was thinking 3x3. That's something that was kind of been bouncing around in my head. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's something that just popped up. Was willing to give the Canucks a bit of a discount. So what would that discount be? 3.5x4, right? Again, decent deal. You know, I would like to have him back, but where would we where's the room now, right? Like, I don't know how we would make it work, especially now with Besser and especially now with Kane. And then, of course, you'll try to get Suter, but Suter's already long gone now. And I guess that's kind of no need to really talk about that one too much longer. But I did like Suter, a quiet guy, and he played really well for us. And he had crazy shooting percentage this year, but still. Leadership. Besser's contract has prevented the Canucks from adding anybody else. Yes, it's 7.25, right? So quite a bit. We're going to have to move guys out if we're going to bring guys in, right? That's just the way it is. Dollywall cites finding players with leadership qualities. Well, it's for the dressing room, right? And this is guys where I brought up when we did our winger video, Pacioretty, right? Like there's a guy who's just a pure veteran depth guy, wouldn't cost a lot of money, would be amazing for that locker room. So I know he's probably going to go back to the Leafs, but just check in on him. I think that would be a really interesting signing there. And he had his really good playoffs too. For about Tanner Jeannot, he checked in on him, but the term in AV was too high. I was thinking about that. I think the Canucks wanted to have more physicality, and having Jeannot and Kane on the roster would have fixed that. But Kane, I guess he'll have to take care of most of the work now. But man, that contract was pretty rough. Let's be honest. Brock Besser had 5 serious offers on the table and was on a pathway of picking one of them. The Islanders, the Leafs, the Sharks, which is really interesting. I haven't heard that name yet. Were some of the teams after him. The Canucks apologized to Besser about what was said to him at the trade deadline. Yeah, Alvin kind of put a shoe in the mouth bit there, but I'm happy they apologized to him, and obviously he signed, so everything is fine and dandy. Demko and Garland told their agents they want to stay in Vancouver. Both sides knew that they'll give some give and take, but Demko wanted the money. Okay, does that sound great? Give me that money. Fuck everything else. Just give me the money. Weren't any feelings that Demko would be traded, and if they didn't come to an agreement by July 1st. The thing was, we had to either trade Demko or sign him, because if we just let him go throughout the season, if he had a good season, it would cost way more. And if he had a bad season, well, then that's not good. We lose him for nothing, right? So you're either going to sign him or you're going to trade him. We decided to sign him 3 years. Let's see how he does. Hopefully healthily, right? Which healthily, I wonder is if it's a word. Comment. Chat, you guys can help me with that one. Quinn Hughes. I have to think he's pleased with the extension of his friends. He better be. Is he excited that he's going to stay after next season? Come on, please. Easiest way to keep him is to win. Yes. This season is all about Quinn Hughes, and we will be making a dedicated video just on that alone in the next upcoming weeks, including hot takes videos, which is highly requested, by the way. Adam Foote meeting with the leadership group and getting them engaged for the next season. So apparently they all got together, even Petey, like he flew all the way across the world there to go to this meeting and have a nice dinner with the players and the coaches. And that's a good sign. And apparently they're really happy with Petey overall. I just listened to the Foote interview with the podcast there this afternoon. And I was pretty impressed with some of the things he said. And he seems like going to be a little bit different and talk it, not just running back the same thing. I guess we're going to see, right? Like at the end of the day, we don't really know if he's going to do well or not until we actually see it thing. But he doesn't have the greatest track record. But you know what? It's the NHL. Things change. Jim Rutherford, by the way, said he's treated him like Rod Brendamore down in Carolina. So that's something interesting. And also Jim Rutherford, maybe I should make a video on just specifically that Jim Rutherford interview maybe in the next few days, because that's an interesting one. He went on like talking about why he chose Foote as a coach, which was a really interesting take because he knew the room and the locker room. So he thought that was a huge advantage for the year. And there was some other stuff talking about centers and stuff like that. Kiefer Sherwood wants to extend them, but the contract talks haven't started yet. Please start them. Here, I'll start them for you. Give him what he wants. Nothing too crazy, though. Okay, so maybe don't give him what he wants. But Sherwood is, in my opinion, I know it's going to sound crazy. He should be a core guy in this team, man. He has more skill than people make out to be. God, he just hits everything. He's a high energy guy. He brings it, right? And that's what I love to see, right? Two sides talked a while back, and there's willingness to get something done this summer. Yes, that would be fantastic. By the way, long term, I want to go long term with Sherwood. At some point this summer, they'll get the contract talks going. Good. Great. Sheetoffs. Obviously, have to move them. Yes, value is probably around a 4th, 5th round pick. People might think that's a little low, but that is the value of this type of a situation with goaltenders. Goaltenders, in general, just don't get a lot of draft picks or don't get a lot of value in general. So it makes a lot of sense that it's only going to get maybe a 4th or 5th. But you know what? It's better than nothing. Or you can go find another player that kind of is on the outs, right? So that would be another interesting kind of swap there. Again, you got to make the cap work, right? Characterizes moving him as a favor to the goalie to get him some playing time. I'll miss Shilovs, man. He was so great for us in the AHL. Such a happy guy, too. No drama. I'm going to miss him, man. And they obviously went with Lankin and Demko. We'll see if that was the right call in the next three to 5 years, right? Will happen sometime over the summer. Yeah. Practice facility. My God. Let's get some. This is where the crux of the news report from Rick Dhaliwal and my man and Bruff and all them on Sportsnet 650. Let's talk about the practice facility. My God, we still do not have a practice facility. They're working on it, and it's obviously on the radar. They've been working on it for years. Hurry up. Pay that money. You are very rich. Pay it. Build something nice. A new practice facility won't happen in 6 months to a year, especially if you buy land. That's fine. Just get it started, get a purchase going. And because I swear to God, if we have to keep talking about this damn practice facility, we're going to lose our minds. So guys, thanks for watching this recap video. Future recap videos, we're probably going to do them every 3 to 4 days now instead of every day because, well, there's not a lot of news. So we're going to kind of bundle them all together. And I'm even going to probably get my man, Canucks News Summary, Corey, to join us for some of these summaries. I think you guys would really enjoy that. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like, hit the sub if you're new. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Take care, guys. Cheers.